afternoon, YouTube. JT Serenity Farms prepping here. So, it's done. Just got back, went into town, and voted. Very simple process. It was about 4 people in front of me to get through the door. Walk up to the table. The lady asked for my name. I showed her my ID. She actually took it, said thank you, asked me to verify my address, even though she had my ID. She found me. She said, oh, there's 3 with your last name. And I said, yeah, my father, my brother. And she goes, yes, you are. And I told her my first name. She said, okay. A receipt printed out. I had to sign. She gave me the receipt. I move over to the next table. They scan my receipt, hand me a ballot, and a free pen. I move over to a privacy booth, fill out my ballot for America. I walk over. Another gentleman is standing by the ballot machine. I slide my ballot in. 3 seconds. It says casting, casting, casting. Ballot cast. I had a little chill, just like I do now, thinking about it. It is our right and our duty to get this done. Even right now, it's important. I don't think it's ever been more important to get out there and cast your vote. This is the first year that New York State has had early voting. I wasn't going to, but I love walking through the day of it. It's a feeling. I think you've all probably had it. We're going in and trying to help determine the direction of the country in the way that we know right here it needs to be going. But I also have Air Como ruining this state, and I do not trust him. I could easily see him calling for a lockdown the day before the election, November 2nd, to prevent Republicans who he knows love to vote in person and aren't afraid of the pandemic scam hysteria. I could see him locking it down, and I would say millions of New Yorkers would be denied the right, their constitutional right to vote. So I didn't want to take the chance. I just went and got it done. I had to go to town anyway, and I feel very good that I got it done. The poll attendees, I don't know if they're paid or volunteer. It doesn't matter. Even if they're paid, they're doing it because they feel an obligation to do it. They were all older than I was by at least 10 or 15 years. So they were all elderly. Like most years I've gone to vote in person, it was the same thing. There are people who have, I would assume, lived a good life and feel an obligation to the country that has provided for them to help out. At some point in the future, I would also like to do that one time. So, like I said, I was in and out in 5 minutes. A lot of people coming in and out, but there was 3 people at a time at the check-in table getting your boom. It was very smooth. Everyone was very cordial, including the people standing in line waiting to vote. Unlike Texas, who has deployed the National Guard to 5 polling places to be those attendees. Apparently, most of the people that did this in Texas were elderly, and whether it was suggested or they didn't feel they're in the one of only 2 groups that are actually susceptible to this scam. Okay, so the National Guard was brought in for 2 reasons. They're going to be in civilian clothes, doing check-ins, handing out ballots, assisting people who have a problem. And they are expecting mass chaos, riots, protests, whatever you want to call it, in these areas. Well, let's face it, Houston and Austin are libtard cesspools. Okay, I don't believe Dallas is much different. I know they're in Austin and Houston. Austin is the capital. But anyway, they're there for that, and if that night there are issues, they can easily switch back into their camos and take care of business. I don't know that they will take care of business. I hope that there isn't any business to take care of. Okay, my area, the city where I just voted, only has 20,000 people. Okay, as we know, it only takes 1 person to start a riot. Doesn't mean it couldn't happen, but I just don't see it where I live, but I prepare just in case there is. It's not close to me. I don't need to go to town. My daughter is there, and we have talked about what she's supposed to do, provided that some unrest begins. So, I just wanted to also mention, yesterday's video isn't even 24 hours old yet, and 212 views. For me, that's out of this world. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, comment, notification bell. I've been getting some really good comments on this last one. Most in agreement. But I did get one. I'd like to do a shout out to a young lady who will remain anonymous. She asked if I was high or drunk because she said I looked unbalanced and wanted to know what was in my cup. So I sent her back a reply. It's coffee. I don't get high and I don't get drunk, and I consider myself very balanced. And thank you for the comment, and thank you for watching. I don't mind comments that differ from my opinion. I'm a conservative. We are all about diversity of opinion and treating everybody equally and letting voices be heard until you cross a line where you're trying to prohibit my freedoms and rights. Then we're going to have an issue. But other than that, I will voice my opinion, and you can voice yours. And you'll never know I'm there. But, thank you everybody. I just wanted to mention that I said I was going to do it, and it's done. And I hope you all get out and do the same. So for now, JT, signing off.